But I want you to take a look at this as well. At a conference where the pyramid of far-right radicalization was dissected, and they're doing studies and finding that the most radical groups in the US are Christian. Is this really a coinky-dink? Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Bombshell report claims Biden administration using taxpayer money to wage covert war on conservatives and Christian groups. Media Research Center claims $40 million in U.S. grants went to pyramid connecting conservatives to militant Yahtzee groups. Now let's watch a little bit of this video here, and then I want to show you some really terrifying details that you don't want to miss.
Welcome back. Now, this first on Fox Business, a bombshell new report reveals the Biden administration is using taxpayer money to wage a covert war on conservatives and Christian groups. The Media Research Center, a conservative watchdog group, obtaining documents showing DHS, Department of Homeland Security, is using a program meant to fight terrorists, which includes groups like the Heritage Foundation, MAGA, Fox News, even the Republican National Committee in the same category as Nazis.
The Daily Grace Company is a wonderful company. I want to look closer at this pyramid here. It's called the Pyramid of Far-Right Radicalization. Now, there are some terrible groups on here, horrid groups on here, but I want you to notice who they're lumping in with these terrible groups. This is all about trying to be as cunning as possible. What they're trying to do is indoctrinate you and indoctrinate the youngest minds. This is what's the kind of thing that's being shown in universities. And we're going to get into that in just a second. But look, they're labeling level 1 down here, the Heritage Foundation, the NRA, the GOP, the entire Republican Party is now an extremist group. CBN, the most watered down Christian network possible, is too extreme. And Fox News, of course, Fox News is on there. However, isn't it kind of ironic that reports have been coming out constantly about how far left and how liberal Fox News has gotten on the inside, to the point where they fire Tucker Carlson. They have banned Matt Walsh from ever appearing on Fox News again because Matt Walsh has been deemed too radical by Fox News.
I am banned by Fox News.
But then you go to level 2 up here and you have Prager University, Turning Point USA, Breitbart. And if you wear a MAGA hat, yeah, then you're literally considered a part of a terror group. All of this is propaganda to try to turn the young minds in our society into depraved minds so that they fall for relying on the government to tell them how to think, what to do, how to act, where to go. And sadly, it's working. Just being labeled a Christian, it gets you on this pyramid here of extremism. And this is all being funded by us, you and me. The Daily Grace Company is a wonderful company. They have Bible study guides. They have pens and highlighters. They have journals. They have prayer cards, verse cards, Bibles. If you use our link in the description below, it helps us out. Hey, would you mind hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community with us? I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button, you know, when you like this video, YouTube will push it out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. Our own tax money is being used against us. We're literally paying to have the current administration label us as terror groups.
Center founder and president Brent Bozell. Brent, it's great to have you this morning. We want to know more about this. Tell us what you found in this so-called pyramid of far-right radicalization.
It's an astonishing finding, Maria. There's a program called the Targeted Violence and Terrorism Prevention Grant Program. This is supposed to find domestic terrorists in America. It was started by Obama. There was concern by Republicans that it would be weaponized against Republicans and conservatives. Trump put the kibosh on it. It's come back now with Joe Biden.
So one thing I want to point out here, you have $40 million of our money going to 80 recipients, a lot of whom are universities. And they're doing studies and finding that the most radical groups in the U.S. are Christian and conservative. Is this really a coinky-dink? The left hates sanity and they hate morality. They hate God. But I want you to take a look at this as well. At a conference where the pyramid of far-right radicalization was dissected, Bozell alleged that keynote speakers associated top Republican leaders with the Holocaust. Do you see the propaganda here? Do you get it yet? If you are a Republican, if you are a conservative, if you are a Christian, then you are bad. You must be erased, deleted from society. Look at this. Biden's DHS uses your tax dollars to weaponize against Christians, conservatives, and the GOP. One speaker was associating Ron DeSantis. Oh, go figure. Ron DeSantis just announced his presidency bid and has done tons of good for the conservative cause and has completely flipped Florida from blue teetering on purple to a completely red state. So why wouldn't they say that Ron DeSantis is literally, they compared him to the Holocaust. This is absolute insanity, and people are falling for it. Ironically, in a chart that tallied the amount of actual attacks that have been carried out by religious groups in the United States from 1970 to 2008, it was found that such incidents were minuscule. The report admitted incidents of religiously motivated attacks were much less prevalent than all other ideologically motivated attacks. A total of 14 religiously motivated attacks were cited over the 38-year period, compared to 364 incidents attributed to those deemed to be left-wing. Quite a massive difference in the number of actual incidents. Yet they want you to believe that Christians are just out every day, everywhere, just attacking and doing horrid attacks against society. And that's just obviously completely 100% false. You saw the left do billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of attacks for the last several years just because you don't agree with them and they strike. But I mean, is any of this really that surprising when you have Biden himself saying things like this?
Do you think states should have a right to ban gender-affirming health care?
I don't think any state or anybody should have the right to do that. As a moral question and as a legal question. I just think it's wrong.
They literally want to make it against the law to not give in to this depravity. If you think differently than they do, then you are breaking the law. One of the absolute tragic realities is how Christians have been so silent and have sat back and allowed the world to burn and allow sin to completely take over. Why? Unfortunately, Christianity today has fallen for the tricks of Satan, saying, if you speak out, if you say anything against our depravity, then you're being judgmental. You're not being accepting. You're a bigot. And Christians have gone, whoa, I don't want to be labeled a bigot. I don't want to be labeled as judgmental. The Bible says, judge not lest thee be judged, right? Well, yes, it does if you stop there. But the Bible goes on to say that we should use righteous, biblical judgment to discern right from wrong. We should be using wisdom, discernment to recognize sin in our society. And we should be calling it out. And we shouldn't be afraid to be labeled by the world as judgmental. Let me show you why. This is John chapter 15. Check this out. This is Jesus talking. Verse 18, if the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you. If you were of the world would love its own. Yet because you are not of the world, but I chose you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. There is no way around it. The world hates you, and it hates me. If you are a Christian, if you follow Jesus, the world hates you. That is not going to change. No matter how accepting you are, no matter how much you go along to get along, the world is going to hate you. You can justify staying silent all you want. You can give in to depravity all you want. That's not going to make the world love you. The world hates you because they hate Jesus. If you follow Jesus, the world is going to hate you, no matter how silent or accepting you are. But check this out. In the very next chapter, John chapter 16, verse 33, Jesus says, "These things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation." This means we will go through hard times. We will go through persecution. We will be hated. It's not questioning it, it's telling us. But check out what Jesus says next. "But be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." There's only two options here. You can be a Bible-believing, Jesus-following, truth-speaking Christian and be hated by the world. Or you can be hated by the world for being a coward. Either way, the world hates you. So why not stand on truth? But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community, I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please hit that thumbs up button, you know, when you like this video, to get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.